Life is meant to be lived.
And on this show, I'm gonna tell you crazy stories of my life. I'm your boy Mush King. You already know, I got a story to tell.
Hey, what it is, boys and girls, it's your boy Mush King, and you're now tuned into an all-new episode of A Story to Tell right here on the CVF Network. We're bringing big content in small pieces. What up, though? Day 3, guys. We are back here with the third episode of A Story to Tell, and I kind of wanted to do things a little differently. So if you do listen to this show, Story to Tell, probably before I started the most recent format with Purple Little Bag and What You Watching and things like that, like I used to do like stories from Reddit where I did a read-along. Probably one of my favorite things to do because it's just like, am I the asshole or am I not? Like, so it's like a section on Reddit where people pose questions to the audience and ask if they're the asshole in the situation. So I just like to come and recap what, my thoughts of the situation would be if I were in said situation. So you guys ready? I hope you guys are tuned in. Thank you once again. Thank you for tuning in. Again, for day 3 of Podmas, which is me doing a podcast episode every day up until Christmas. So today, like I said, I'm doing something a little different. There won't be no Purple Little Bag or What You Watching today, but we will discuss the Am I the Asshole? Maybe I'll read 2, maybe, depending on my thoughts on this one that I have to read. Is pretty good. And I just wanted to switch it up just a little bit because that's a lot of episodes going up, and I just want to make sure that the editing gets out on time and you guys are getting an entertaining show without being bored every day. So if you guys are ready, I am ready to read this. So the title states, like, am I the asshole for refusing to research open relationships? Now, how many of y'all are in open relationships? How many of y'all could be in one? Let's discuss, and then we'll come back to that. So I'm 29, male, and my fiance, female, 29, has been together 5 years overall, engaged for 2. I have always thought we were compatible, but recently that is not the case. My fiance started a new job over a year ago, and I was ecstatic for her. She loves her job and has made a lot of new friends who are generally cool people. One of these friends I will call Becca. She has got extremely close to and considers her best friend. Y'all gotta watch out for them work besties, though. Sometimes them work besties, trust me, it ain't always been the best. Last week we were having a few drinks. After date night, my fiance began talking about Becca and how her and her husband are in an open relationship. I kind of suspected this was the case from the times we hung out with them, and I don't judge them for it. They seem happy. I do know, however, this is something that I wouldn't want, and I was clear about this at the start of our relationship. 5 years in. My fiance then admitted she has been talking to Becca about it and that she states she's been thinking about it for over the last few weeks and she will be curious to hear more about it and wanted me to do some research with her. I was quite taken aback and reminded her of my stance on open relationships that we previously had. This started a small argument which she said that people can change their views over time and was upset I refused to look into this with her. She called me narrow-minded and said it's better to be educated about such things even if we don't end up doing it. I declined to look into it. She ended up going to bed after this, and ever since the atmosphere has been cold and she has been distant. I love her very much. I don't want to lose her, but I also wouldn't be able to have an open relationship or invite someone else to bed with us. I'm not sure if there's any type of compromise or not really sure if our relationship is over. Am I the asshole for not researching it with her? Now, boys and girls, that was a lot. So the fiance, the girl, got a new job, met a little work bestie who, been chopping it up. They over here talking. She probably been like, girl, get your man on board so we can have a foursome. And then this is exactly what this led to. So here's my thing. Speaking from experience of a long-term relationship, now, mind you, 8 years ago, I wouldn't be able to really speak on this because, before that, I think I would get to, 8 months, and then I'd be like, bro, I'm over this. I'm over you. You're getting on my nerves at that point. At 4 months, I'd be like, okay, I'm not interested in you. If I would be, I would continue it. If I wasn't, I wouldn't. So being that now, my anniversary is coming up, in 2 weeks, well, Christmas Day, I guess you could say, You look at it a little different. Now, one thing I will say is after 5 years of being with somebody, that's a really long time. Especially it depends on how the 5 year was. Like, there's some people who've been married 5 years, but like, they don't be together every day. They don't be up under each other every day. Like, my relationship kind of different. I've been in the same relationship, been together every day for the past 8 years. I think out of the 8 years, might have been apart 20 days. Maybe. It's just like where there's that couple who goes places together, has, friend groups together and things like that. So it's easier to maneuver in that way. But, once you together for a certain amount of time, like, you also have to start realizing that, like, this ain't the same person that you met when you were, younger, or 5 years ago, I should say. So the dude says he's 29. 5 years ago, that means you were 24. You're telling, you the goals, what you want, what you're interested in at 24 compared to 29 is a whole complete difference. And the thing is, like, your fiance might have got into that being like, oh yeah, I want to be the housewife who's taken care of, and we have all these kids and it's just us and da-da-da-da. But, at the end of the day, over a 5 year time, I think people also realize, like, the world is changing. Like, the traditional marriage structure is not really hitting like it used to hit. Like, I know there are some people out there who just want to be natural, monogamous, all that. But, like, there's some people out there, it's just like there's way too many options to be stuck in a one situation with one person who only likes to do one certain type of thing. Also, my thing is just like, if you are a person who don't really want open relationships and, your partner talking to other people, it's just like, are you doing everything that you possibly can be doing to make sure your relationship is top tier? Maybe she wants to have an open relationship because you're not putting it down in the bedroom. You ever thought about that? Or maybe, like, what you think you're putting down is not really what she needs. And then, just because you have your views of not being able to invite anybody else, like, that's a little selfish too, because it's just like, are you satisfying her in the bedroom as to why she may want to bring somebody else in? These are things you just have to think of. And also, my other take on this is that, like, they're both 29, like, you're right before 30. Some people get that, like, oh my God, I'm about to be 30. I haven't experienced nothing. I haven't lived life. Like, what I've been doing, like, I've been with this same person. I'm bored. Like, some people get into that pre-30 mindset. And, it just starts to take them on a more curious path to be like, yo, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Like, is this what I want? And stuff like that. And so, he asked the question, like, he doesn't want to have an open relationship and he doesn't want to invite nobody to your bed. Like, that's perfectly fine. And if you've stated that, there's also my other thing. When you state stuff in your relationship, be sure that you make sure you state it properly to where the other person can understand. Because there's one thing to be like, oh yeah, I said that. I told him in the beginning that's not what I wanted. But did you really make it something to be known? Because, like, you could have just said it in conversation and it's something that I was just like, oh, okay, cool, like, whatever. Like, we weren't even talking about having an open relationship, but okay. But now that they're ready to talk about it and you're just like, absolutely not, nope, Instead of being like, maybe the conversation could go like, okay, why do you want to automatically suddenly do this? Like, what does that parameter look like? Because open marriage means a lot of things. Like, y'all could just be inviting people in your bed and that's it. Or you can be inviting people to be in your relationship and that's it. Or maybe you're allowing your partner to go out there and do what they want and you just don't know. Like, I know some people like that. And then there's some people who's just like, you can go out there and do what you want, but you gotta let your partner know and y'all keep each other updated on what are y'all both doing. And there's just a whole bunch of realms of how you can spin this. And I don't know if after 5 years, I'm just going to automatically say no. But I also know that after 5 years as a grown person, if you're not going in the direction that I'm going in, like, I'm probably just going to be like, you know what, this ain't working. We must go our separate ways. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? Like, are you an open relationship type? Could you be in an open relationship if the person you were in it with is a responsible who respected you and respected the boundaries and the rules that were set in place in order for you guys to have that? Let me know. Do you guys want me to read another one? I know. Listen. Your boy Mushy, he got advice. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find another one. Bet. I found the perfect one. Okay, so listen. Am I the asshole for staying longer at the party? Here's a good one. My girlfriend got mad at me because I chose to leave a party 45 minutes later. For reference, a friend of mine invited me and my girlfriend to a house party. My girlfriend had just got back from a 10-hour plus transcontinental flight in the morning and was pretty beat. Nonetheless, she chose to accompany me to the house party, for which I am very grateful. Post dinner around 10:45 p.m., she indicated to me and the host that she was tired and wanted to head home. Since we had just wrapped up dinner, I didn't want to make it look transactional, and since I was meeting my friend after a very long time, I proposed we stay for one more drink. We ended up leaving the party at 11:30. My girlfriend is now mad at me for respecting her wishes and making a fool out of her by not leaving at 10:45 as she signaled her desire to leave then. She is saying that even the host pointed out that she would be tired following a long flight. I wanted to stay. I also didn't want to make a scene. Like we were only getting dinner and bouncing. So Reddit, help me. I'm an asshole for not wanting to stay longer and disrespecting her wishes. Now, let me tell y'all something. As a person who is like a professional partier, like I partied 7 days a week at one point in time in my life, and I actually hate when people do this, and this is why I always was a person who was just like, I like to roll solo. I like to roll solo because it's just like situations like this happen now. You know, I understand that you're tired from your flight from work and stuff like that, and I understand that, like, you know, you wanted us to come together, leave together, but my thing is, like, you know, this is my friend. You know, I haven't seen them in a long time. I understand that you're tired, but why not just say, hey, I know I'm tired, but you can stay. I'm just gonna head home and things like that. Like, I don't want to be with nobody who want to leave, like, who want to leave when they want to leave, and that's it. Like, unless it was discussed before. Now, let me tell you something. I am the big person to be like, hey, listen, I'm coming, but I can't stay long. Hey, I'm coming, but I'm tired as hell, so I probably won't stay long. Like, that, what that does is that preps the people to let you know, like, hey, don't be asking questions when it's time for me to leave. Like, I learned that early in the game. Or the other thing that you can do is don't tell nobody that you're out when you're out. You just kind of slip out the door and make like a secret exit, like, because then that way nobody can ask you to be like whatever. Now, mind you, like, 45 minutes isn't gonna kill you. Like, leaving at 10:45 or 11:30, like, that's not going to kill you. But, you know, that whole, like, you're making a fool out of me. I'm not making a fool out of you. I understand you were tired, but this is also something for me. Like, this is like a double-edged sword right here, because my thing is, even before we left, I would be like, yo, are you tired? If so, just stay, because I probably want to stay longer. Like, I know I don't want to keep you out all night if you're tired. And then that gives them the right to be like, oh, no, you can go. Oh, no, I want to come, and all of that. Like, I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? Like, are you the girlfriend or the boyfriend who just be like, I'm ready to go, so we're leaving, and now means now? Like, I've seen this so many times where, like, you know, guy's been somewhere and the girlfriend's just like, or the girlfriend want to stay out and the guy's like, bro, I'm bored, I'm out, and they dragging their girlfriend out the party. Crazy. Let me know, you know, are these people the asshole? Do y'all feel like the second person's the asshole? Like, if you were the girl, would you be mad at the guy for making you stay extra 45 minutes? Or would you have just been like, okay, nah, this is his friend he hasn't seen in a while. What would you do? And also, what would you do in the whole open relationship thing? Are you a person who could seek the options? Would you go do the research just to say you did it? Or would you just say, fuck it, like, I already told you I'm not interested in this, and that's just what it is. You guys let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube. And I just want to thank you again for checking in to Podmas with me, Mush King, your boy, right here on The Story to Tell. And remember, folks, be sure to tell your story, because you never know who's listening, because guess what? Everybody got a story to tell. And clearly, homegirl want to have mad stories with her coworker and her husband. I'm out.
This is the CWF network, where we bring you big content in small pieces. Follow us on Instagram at CWFP_. Okay, bye.